haven't seen you guys in a while. And no, I didn't quit YouTube and this is my YouTube comeback video. But I feel like I owe you guys an explanation. Full transparency, I've been really busy, but not in a way that I can share on YouTube. And that's kind of what I want to talk about in this video, but I also want to talk about how I plan my big documentary projects. They go together, trust me, they'll make sense. First, because there's a lot of new faces here, I probably should introduce myself again. So, hey, I'm Enoch Rasmussen. I'm a documentary film director based in Nashville, Tennessee, but I don't really spend a whole lot of time there because I work on a lot of feature doc projects all over the world. And that's sort of why I'm making this video. For the past really 4 weeks, I have been heads down filming some projects I've been working on overseas that I can't really talk about. It's not really necessarily that I'm bound by an NDA as much as the fact that they're actually my projects, and even if I was to talk about them right now, you wouldn't see them until maybe a year or two later. Let me explain how I work on a documentary. So I guess I like to break up my documentary prep into a couple points. My first point as I start working on a documentary would be the research phase. This is the time that I spend just absolutely engrossing myself in all of the details that could be useful for the topic and the person I am doing this story on. And let me add a caveat that this is probably more for documentaries that are focused on a specific person's story. This would be different for, say, more scripted TV documentary, historical things, stuff like that. And during this research time, one of the main things I'm trying to figure out is, do I actually have the potential to have a story? Is there a possibility that there is an arc here? And then once I've researched, then it's time to start building a relationship. On a lot of my feature character-driven documentaries, it is a very long process because building a relationship just takes time. You're asking somebody to be very vulnerable with their life. When I go into these projects, I'm looking to see, do they have something they're looking to overcome? Do they have some kind of story arc? What is their goal? And so as I start researching and as I start building a relationship with this person, I have that in the back of my mind. I want to show this person in the best light, overcoming whatever problem or goal that they have set in front of them. Sometimes this is really complicated and it takes a long time. You got to think about it. How long does it take to learn how to drive a car? It's going to take you some time, right? But now think about how long it takes to become a race car driver. It takes an exponentially longer time. Is that proper grammar? Whatever. To learn how to be a race car driver. Some of these projects that I'm working on, they're showing somebody grow from point A to point B, becoming a better person, overcoming a hurdle or an obstacle. What that means is all this time in between, there's gonna be ups and downs, dips, depressing times, and really exciting times. And my job is to look at these two things and make a guess, when am I gonna know that this is actually a possibility? Because I have people that have put money into the project that want an end result. And so it's a weird bit of a gamble as we start to work on a project to see, is this person driven enough? And then is that person's goal able to be accomplished? Or maybe are they going to fail but learn something from that? And I think that's a really important thing. So once I've built that relationship and they allow me into their life, then it's actually just the time of filming that. There is a lot of time that transpires from when a person decides they want to be a professional race car driver to when they actually have won their first trophy or when they've won that best of the best award. I'm not actually working on a race car driver's documentary, but that's kind of the point. Currently, right now, I'm in the middle of that relationship and filming phase. But it's gonna be a while before I'm able to actually share with you this project that I've been working on for a very long time. But if you stay patient, I think it'll be worth it. And once that filming's done, there's still a pretty lengthy editing process that happens. Because when we started out, we kind of imagined what our storyline would be, but things change. There's so many different variables in documentary, which is one of the biggest reasons why I like it, but it's also kind of a curse because it takes a long time to tell an ethical, honest story. So why haven't I been uploading every week? Well, to be completely honest, I could probably do better. I could batch record and upload some videos, schedule them for each week. And I've done that in the past, but I have just been so focused on this project right now that I haven't really been able to devote a lot more of my brain power. Some of these things, as a director, as the person that's solely responsible for the story of the film, they just consume you. And between family and the film, I haven't been able to really spend a lot of time working on this. But the good news is, once I finish this, I'll actually be able to break down a lot of things now that I've been filming YouTube videos from this perspective to be able to teach you what I've learned. Again, I'm not an expert. I've just been doing this for a little bit and I've learned some things and I'd love to pass those on to you. So I hope that kind of helped give you perspective of how I approach a documentary. It's by no means an extensive video, but I think that it might be interesting and it might be helpful for somebody who's just looking to get started and doesn't know how this works. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I would love to get some dialogue going and really be able to answer questions that you guys have in future videos. So stop watching this video and start making something. I believe in you, and I'll see you in the next one.